Hello friends, Julia here from Accessorize Your Life. I'm in the kitchen, so it's time for Julia Cooks. Today I'm cooking up some good old hearty lentil soup because I just really want some and I don't want to go to the restaurant to purchase it, so I'm making it myself. This is my standard lentil soup recipe, but my husband had the bright idea to add oxtails. So this is what I'm using. I'm using the Trader Joe's steamed lentils to get started with. I'm using celery chopped up, about 3 of those, 3 whole carrots, a 1/3 cup of brown rice that's been rinsed, and a cup of lentils. I'm also going to use this large can of crushed tomatoes and some chicken broth, all of this. I started off with the organic extra virgin olive oil, which you see there. I did not have onions in the house, so I did use some onion powder, and I put all of this to simmer in the pot here. So I'm going to add everything to this, and you will see how I came up with this. So we're going to start off with the lentils, just drop them right on in. Then the brown rice, drop it right on in. There is some water in it, so that's why you're hearing that sound. And I'm going to add the whole container of chicken broth. This is low sodium chicken broth that I'm adding. Now my pot is a little smaller because it's going to end up in a different pot. So I'm going to stop now because I've got about half of the chicken broth or more in this pot already, giving it a little stir before I add the crushed tomatoes. And here we go with the crushed tomatoes. Add most of that, actually all of it. Got that in there, giving it a good stir. I still have room left in my pot. This is going to simmer on low, medium low, for about 30 minutes. And I'm going to have a good, hearty lentil soup. Now, I might add that when you start off with your virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, you do want to take a teaspoon of basil and season the oil with the basil. And then once you do that, and you let that stir around and season the oil for about 30 seconds, and you stir it so that it doesn't burn, then you add in your onions, your carrots, and your celery. And then you do just what I've done there. Now this will simmer, like I said. These are the oxtails that my husband has put on, and we're just going to combine this recipe, and we're experimenting, so we're going to see what it comes to and what it's going to taste like. But so far, this is what we're having: hearty lentil soup with oxtails that we're just going to combine. Now you don't have to do the oxtails, you don't have to use any meat, because this is actually a vegan recipe. Yeah, you don't have to use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth if you're a vegan. So yeah, that's what Julia's cooking today. My good old lentil soup. It's good for you, it's healthy, it's hearty, it's tasty. Yeah, just let that simmer for about 30 minutes. You want everything to mix together, and you want the rice, the few granules of rice that's in there, to cook. So I'll come back once everything is combined and let you see what it looks like. Alrighty, so this has been on the stove with the oxtails in it for 30 minutes or more. So there's an oxtail. We decided to combine it all together in this pot. I probably could have cut back on some of the tomatoes. That way I wouldn't have to let it cook for an additional amount of time to get the acid out of it, but it's okay. I'm just hoping the rice doesn't get too mushy. But I would say use a little less tomatoes in this dish if you're adding the oxtail, because you will have to cook it a little bit longer just so that the oxtail flavor gels with the lentil soup. Now I did add salt to this, I forgot to mention that, and pepper. I use freshly ground pepper. So those are my peppercorns. I generally get those from World Market, and this is what the bag looks like. And we use those. And then I used Celtic salt. Now this salt retains the minerals. This is a really good healthy salt to use in your cooking. I think people like to really use it as a finishing salt. To me, it is so salty that you really have to be careful with it. So I put it in a grinder and I count how many turns I give this salt when I'm adding it to dishes so that I don't oversalt the food. We both watch our salt content, so I don't want to oversalt my dishes, and anyone who comes here knows that we do not keep salt on the table. I cook with it and that's it. But it's looking really good. I'm excited for it today. My husband is going to really enjoy these oxtails in his lentil soup, whereas I could just go with the lentil soup and be content. But of course I'm going to have some of those oxtails because you know anything about oxtails, they are good down to the bone, and I really mean that. Alrighty guys, that's it for Julia Cooks. Like I said, I'm going to let this stay on the stove for a little while longer. Everything is coming along nicely with it. I just want to make sure that the flavor has infused into these bones, because when you eat oxtail, you really enjoy the bones as well. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to Julia Cooks.